Hi all, today I'm taking a look at Dapol Doctor Who figures. Now Dapol produced the action figures, the only company that did before character, from 1988 to 2001. The BBC did not renew their license then. I'm not sure why. I have heard where Dapol sold Daleks or something in the United States when they didn't have the license, and the BBC didn't like that, so took it away from them. So that's one reason I've heard, but I'm not sure. But they did produce many figures over the time. This is just a small selection, and most importantly, I need you to do something for me. Hit that like button, and if you're not already, please subscribe. Anyway, I get on. So as you can see, it says a diorama playset with a battery operated console, flashing lights, TARDIS featuring opening doors and flashing light, K9, the Doctor's personal robot dog with pull-back action. So in the box you've got the 7th Doctor with his umbrella, Mel, a green K9, the 5-sided console, I'll explain why that was, the roof of the TARDIS, the base, the walls of the TARDIS, and the rest of it there, and it cost me a total of $39.95. Now it's still very good condition. Some of the plastic just split over the years. I shall show you the outer packaging towards the end, but I shall concentrate on what we have here now, and I shall go into them. So the green K9, Tetrap, Tomb Cyberman, the Master Roger Delgado, the two Sontarans based on the two Doctors, the 2nd Doctor, 3rd Doctor, Melka, and a Dalek. There's many different Daleks in that shape. So let's go and have a closer look. Hi again. Right, first up I shall go into our green friend K9. Now this just clips back in there. Why was he green, you're wondering? Well, the story I've heard is, I don't know if you're familiar with it, there's a publicity shot of Sarah Jane kneeling down by K9 for K9 and Company, and it's on grass, and apparently it's been said that with the light reflection of the grass it made it look green. Personally I don't think so, but hence why we have a green K9. Anyway, it's quite a nice little model, or toy, whichever you prefer to call it, tail, and has pull-back action. If I'm not mistaken, I just pull the console towards it. These are kind of, I've got the figures in the way, should go around the console there, but you get the idea anyway. As a slap fellow, we'll go into this one. This is from the 7th Doctor's first story, The Time and the Rani. The Rani's Bat-like servants. Only ever seen once, and it's a shame character options have never released one. Perhaps one day they will. Next up we have Tomb Cyberman. Now by this, just before their contract was expired, they started moving into solid resin figures, and I think they did a good job with the Cyberman. And the same was with the 2nd Doctor. Now I'll have to just move the Cyberman back because I know the 2nd Patrick was short, but Dapol made him quite short. And I think it's quite a good little figure. It doesn't move, just solid resin, but nice. There also was plans for a William Hartnell figure, the 1st Doctor, and also a Yeti. And once again, we never got a Yeti from character either. Next up we have the Master's TARDIS, or the Melka creature, whichever you prefer, from the Keeper of Traken, and also cameo in Time Flight, not forgetting that. Has articulation, as you can see, moves out, head turns, and I think this is, legs move, I think this is a very good version of it, and it has kind of like a stony feel. I've always been fond of that story and that figure as well. So we pop him back there, and we shall go to the Master, played by the late Reginald Delgado. And again, standard little figure, full range of articulation through his biceps, and shoulders. But what I like is it's not a bad likeness for a 3.75 figure. And one thing I'm going to say about 3.75 is that these, I still say, apart from a few exceptions, were better quality than the character options ones. I know characters had more detail, but I find the character options ones could break easily. Now we're going to come to the Doctor's arch enemy, the Daleks. Again, like K9, pull back of action, gun and arms move, light. The eye goes up, dome swivels, and they were basically all produced like this. So you had white and gold for remembrance, you had grey ones, you had glitter ones, you had ones done for cancer research through Boots, I believe. They did many of them, and I quite liked them. Now the early ones didn't have the articulation in the arm and the gun, and some of the paint would come off on your hands. And that's the Dalek. Who's next? John Pertwee, the third Doctor. The clothes are fine, but the hair, it kind of resembles him, but I have to try and get in closer. Now, one thing they have caught is, God rest his soul, John Pertwee was always particular how his nose was shot, and certainly Dapol gave him one big hell of a nose. I haven't got the fourth Doctor at hand, but that was kind of basic, because he didn't come with a scarf or anything, or just like a brown jacket, grey trousers or pants, and waistcoat, and a big grin. I'll have to get that out and show you another time. Let me know if you'd like me to go into more Dapol figures. Next up we'll go into the Sontarans. Stike it was, and Store, was it? No, I never remember their names from two Doctors. But again, all praise to Dapol, because before that, in the small action figure range, no one had produced them. I think they are a good resemblance of the Sontarans. Let me know what you think. Yes, of course, character have done them now, but these are lovely. And there you have the range of figures. Now I'm just going to move them out of the way for now, because I want to show you the TARDIS playset and explain to you the reasons of the 5-sided console. Now, when I heard this information from it, it's available to everybody. If you have the Aztec Special Edition DVD, there's on the extras, there's Celestial Toy Room, which talks about the toys, and they talk about Dapol. And the story goes, Dapol rang up the then producer, John Nathan Turner, and said, look, in this photo the console looks like it's only got 5 sides. Is that correct? And John Nathan Turner, obviously not in a good mood that day, said, well, if it looks like it has, then it has. And hence why it became a 5-sided console. Now, I know companies have produced them, some unofficial, I think in Australia they're based, just static consoles, don't move electronics, and Eagle Moss have done resin ones recently, again static, but no one has produced a moving toy one except Dapol, and it's quite a good design. Now let me turn it on, switch there, that's going to be noisy. Just see what I can do to make it darker. You can just about see the red light flashing. And I'll just show you, for the sake of it, as if the Doctor was operating the console. And I'll just turn it off. Now, this is the TARD exterior. Now, in my video I said, oh, this is the video, sorry. Earlier on I said this set came with an extra panel, which is, it's just a wall that clips on. The earlier sets didn't have this, and I'll just remove this to show you how you used to assemble this without that. So, you can't see them, but there's grooves on the board, plastic board here. So you would angle your walls into the grooves. Hang on, isn't that a Madonna song? There you have the console and the TARDIS. Now, if you're wondering how they compare with character, like this, surprisingly, actually kind of the scale is kind of does go with the 5-inch figures. And here's one I prepared earlier. So I take out that one for now. Actually, I could do a comparison. Here is the third Doctor from Dapol and the third Doctor from Character. So let me just get that into range. There you go. Bit of difference there. So let's pop him out of the way and have him like if he was operating the console. And as you can see, it works quite well. I shall just turn it on again. I wish Character Options would produce one. I know it'd be expensive, and Aljua, who designs the figure, said it's always the case of which one would they do. Someone might want this version, which is known as the 5 Doctors one, and there's in it. Others might want the original. For myself, well, I'd be happy with any really, but I would love this season 18 one. That's from the Leisure Hound to Megapolis, Tom Baker's last one. There we go, each have our different opinions. And I'll just stop that. Now, one other thing I'll just show you, if I can do it. Just bear with me, I'm going to lift this out of your way for a moment. I'm just going to pop it on because I want to do something. And I needed to activate it for a second. But people criticised Dapol, said, oh, weren't they rubbish? Well, considering the time there was not the technology there is now, and the tools available, I think they did a fairly good job. They were based in Llangollen in Wales, and there's a factory called Go Tour, which I never did get the chance actually. Anyway, this is something else I do, because I do actually display this with the 5-inch Doctors, is I just take out a battery, stop the motor, and then I just leave the lights on. So I do think it looks really good. And there you have it. The Dapol Tardis console. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more Dapol stuff at a later date. I can show you the actual police box assembled. You can. There's also was an effects one which had the lights and sound, and many more figures. I don't mind digging them out if people would like to see them. Now, before I finish off, I just thought I would show you the side of the box. So, you have the 7th Doctor here, that's actually from Time of the Rani, Mel from Time of the Rani, K9. Actually, this is the picture of K9, which I thought was blue. Kind of looks like a blue grey, more like a gunmetal one there. This is the one they thought that was green, not blue. What am I on about? Sorry, I'm tired. This is 7th Doctor and the console, of course, Tetrap and the TARDIS, and that's pictures from Caves of Androzani, and the diorama set from Dapol, or by Dapol. Now, you might be wondering, where did they get the name Dapol? By the way, the company still exists. They were actually famous for model railways and model trains. I think it was last year, apologies if I'm wrong, that David Boyle actually passed away. Because he, after the BBC pulled out of Blackpool, he did open up another exhibition, which was really good. So there you have it. And Dapol, sorry, I was going to say to you, the name comes from. Dapol comes from, his own name is David Boyle, and his wife's name, Polly, hence Dapol or Dapol. I would say Dapol, some say Dapol, Dapol. You always get muddled. Anyway, hope you liked it. Hope I haven't rambled enough or bored the tits off you. Anyway, speak to you all soon. Hope you're all keeping well. Away from this Mavellan infection, shall we say. Catch you all soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.